So I'm just going to start off with get a basic survey, see how you guys feel about this. How many of you guys think that college tuition is too expensive? So raise your hand if you think it's too high. All right, well, it's going to be easy to persuade you guys because it is too high. You guys are paying too much. And this is mostly due to the way the educational system is set up in the United States today. And it's mostly due to the federal government and the regulations they can set on the... Yeah, this isn't...
Yeah, I was about to ask if you were waiting.
You have to push the button. It'll come up in a second. There you go.
Alright. Alright, so, and this is mostly due to the way the federal government can regulate the schooling industry, and they can do this because they have the Department of Education. Basically what the Department of Education do is they can set policies, and they can set policies and grant federal assistance by things like grants and vouchers. And what grants and vouchers are they're like the government giving your taxpayers money to others, just people you'll never meet, you'll never know. And it's really just an unconstitutional system because, like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if we're paying tax money, I want to get it back for my education, not for somebody else's. And that's exactly what the federal government's doing, is by giving away these grants. And they can actually use this to help set their own policies in universities. And you can think of this like, if the universities were a big market and we were their customers, like IU's like the company, and we're their consumers. And when they have a lot of kids coming to IU on grants, they're making a lot of money off that. So they're happy, they want the kids coming in on grants. Yeah, it's free money from the government, but that's a problem because they grow dependent on this money, and when the government gives these grants away, they can decide where these grants go to. Like, they can say, oh, we don't want to give vouchers or grants to IU, and then to IU they're like, oh well, wait, if they take those away, we're going to lose all these potential kids that were going to come here. So they try and stay on the government's good side by reinforcing their policies that the government would recommend. And really, that's not good. What needs to happen is the issuing of tax credits instead of these grants. And what tax credits are is, like, say your family's paying for you to go to college, and when you go to college, you would get $5,000 of your tax in a tax credit, and that's basically saying you don't have to pay $5,000 towards your taxes next year. And that's really a better system because then you're paying off your own education, and it also increases the students' like work effort because they can actually get their money's worth. And some people are saying, hey, that might not be fair because, you know, some kids might not afford it, they needed those grants, but there's plenty of other options. Like, they can get their work in school, and they can get private loans and stuff like that. And private loans are really accessible, and they give you plenty of time and low interest rates, and you can even have like up to 6 months to pay them back sometimes. So there's plenty of other options. So grants aren't really necessary. They're just a way, sort of the government mandating how the universities run their systems. And how you guys can get involved is the Indiana primaries on May 8th. And if you take anything from this presentation, you should really just check out some of the different nominees' education policies because they really have a lot of good stuff to say. And Ron Paul, he's been a big advocate for the whole education reform. Like, even 20 years ago, he's been calling how the inflation's going to be coming and how the tuition's going to be rising, and he really knows this stuff. And just before you go vote, and I do recommend you go vote, that's a really good thing to do. Just make sure you're aware of their policies because you can really make a difference in the elections in 2012. Like, this could affect maybe our college tuition in the next couple of years, so we could really still make a difference. So just get out there and make sure you make an educated vote.
How would this, like, let's say all your stuff like gets passed and tuition gets lowered, would it just be lowered for
Well, yeah, it would be out of state. It would be lower for everybody because without the grants, it'd be more of a free market because, like, I'm not a big econ guy, but I'm pretty sure, like, macroeconomics, like, government regulation isn't good for, like, spurring the economy and all that. So it would really benefit everybody, and competition drives down prices.
So would you like $40,000 a year?
No.
Like